We're back. It's
Back in the house.
It's that time again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, this might be the last one, though, right? Another last mock draft Monday?
This is the last mock draft Monday for the 2025 draft.
Oh, man. Okay. We've been going through a lot of drafts. A lot of drafts. A lot of things have been changing.
A lot of combinations.
And that's fine. That's what you need.
But listen, that's what time it is. That's how you get ready. This is our playoffs.
We keep saying that. It's
our playoffs. By the way, who are we? Clay from Brooklyn, football with the fellas. And who am I here with?
Brooklyn-Mayzo. It's all about Big Blue, baby. All about Big Blue.
All about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, this is the last week. Mock Draft Monday is about to be retired for a year because no more mock drafts. The draft is Thursday. Starts this Thursday.
That's right. So, let me see. Do you have something you want me to pull up one, or you want to pull up one?
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
All right.
We want to talk about both of them, so go ahead.
All right.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to say a little shout out to New York Revival. I'm wearing their hat again. They're going to be at the draft. I'm a big fan of it.
Oh, cool.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing them there. But one of these days, we'll get there too, Mayzo. We'll get there.
Oh, yeah. I want to go quick shout out to PFF.
Yes.
Their mock draft simulator. And it's funny, you and I, we talked, and I took this from the perspective of, I went back to thinking of not like the present GMs are thinking. I went back to saying, I want to go old school Giants.
Okay.
Old school Big Blue.
I like it.
So my first pick, and the first pick came, and then I thought of Abdul Carter because in my draft, I'm thinking what they're talking about now, we got Cam Ward is going to go number 1, and they've been talking now that Travis Hunter may go number 2.
Right.
So Abdul Carter, we have to have a guy who's going to be a disruptor out there, and you can see him coming in and just wrecking stuff right away.
Love it.
Now, my second pick, I went to the line.
Yes.
I went line because we need a line. In our old school line, remember the old school Big Blue, we were solid on both sides of the ball. I went with
that's how you win. That's how you win.
I went with tackle Donovan Jackson. Now Donovan Jackson's an offensive tackle. Check this out. He's 6'4", 320 pounds. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to the PFF because they say Jackson was the top interior offensive line recruit in the nation in 2021. He earned 3 first-team All Big Ten selections, and it says his combination of footwork and technique will say that he will be a great starting offensive lineman in the NFL. He's ready.
You know what? I really like that pick. Donovan Jackson, who I think is going to play guard in the pros. He moved to left tackle because Josh Simmons got hurt last year, and they needed him to move to left tackle. And he held his own at left tackle. But at guard, he is a beast. And that's what I think we need him to do. So I love that pick.
Hey, remember being old school? I went back to the line again. We need a line. So I went with guard with the third pick, Tate Ratledge from Georgia.
Yes.
He's another one. And he's a big man too. He's 6'6", 320. Again, shout out to PFF. He was a 3-year starter at right guard for Georgia.
Yes.
He did deal with an injury in 2024.
Right.
But he only allowed 7 pressures and 1 sack over just over 300 opportunities.
The only reason he'd be around this long is because he got injured this year.
That's it. Right.
If he had played the whole year, he probably would go at least in the second round, if not the first.
Oh yeah.
I love him. I love that pick too. Assuming his medicals check out, he's going to be a beast too.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a beast. And then for Big Blue. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Now, on my other third round pick, I went line again. And then this is a good one. This one was for Mr. Dexter Lawrence. It's to help him out.
Yes.
You got Jordan Phillips from Maryland.
Yes.
Another 6'3", 320 pounds, big man. Again, PFF, shout out. It says Phillips was ranked number 51 in Bruce Feldman's College Football Freaks
list. Yes.
This guy was a wrestler in high school.
Yes.
It said he boasted a 665-pound squat, 365-pound power clean,
Mm-hmm.
and the ability to overhead press 365 pounds for 2 reps.
You're saying he's strong.
Strong as all get up. Strong
I
as all
like
get
it. I like it.
They say he already is a pro caliber run defender at nose
That's what we
tackle.
need. Yeah, no, he's definitely someone who can line up next to Dexter and help shut down a run and take off some of those double teams. You can't double team both of them, or you can, but then your running play is not going anywhere.
Right. Right. And then in my fourth round, finally I go pick quarterback.
Yes.
And I went with Kyle McCord. And we know about Kyle McCord. A lot of people, it seems like they forgot about him. I know they said he might not have the greatest combine, but I'm going by what he did in college.
Yes. But he put up numbers all year long for my former school, Syracuse.
Didn't he lead the college ranks in passing?
Led the nation in passing, yes.
We can develop a guy like this. We can develop him. I figure he's gonna sit the bench. You know, a guy in the fourth round. If he rides the pine, that's fine. But he can learn from these veterans.
Correct.
So I got my quarterback.
I like it.
Fifth round, little known guy, Pat Bryant.
Okay.
Reason I picked him, he's 6'3", 200. Now I picked him because more size off the line of scrimmage, and he actually has a high grade in contested catches.
Okay.
So he's the guy we can use.
I'm not familiar with him, but I like those stats.
He's the guy we can use around the goal line. You know, and it's funny. They say about him that he has at times it's difficult for him to get off the line of scrimmage, but because he's so great at contested catches, he's a guy that you could throw a lot of back shoulders to, or just throw it up and he'll get it.
So he doesn't have to
use another receiver like that,
right?
Especially if Jalen Hyatt's not.
It's a nice balance. It's a nice balance. We don't have that guy yet.
No, we don't. We don't
use him. I mean,
we don't have a 6th round pick,
right.
So I went in our 7th round. Another guy you probably don't know, but Raheem Sanders. I went with a running back, and the reason I went with him is because you always should get a running back, but he's 6 foot tall, 230 pounds. So he's a power back.
Power back. We need one of those.
And we definitely need one of those on our lineup. And lastly, I went with Ryan Fitzgerald. We know our kicking game was in trouble. Ryan Fitzgerald from Florida State. I definitely picked this guy. He only missed one. He missed because of a bad snap. He missed one field goal throughout the entire year.
I know.
Otherwise, he's been
on my
perfect.
short list too. He's very productive, very good.
And he's hit over 5 field goal attempts, over 50 plus yards.
Yeah, no, he's got a strong leg. Very good kicker. He's on my short list. Maybe so that's a great draft. That's a great haul. I like that.
That's my mock. Had to go line. You know, Abdul Carter's that standout guy. I just can't pass him. I just can't say. I just know I can't pass him.
Listen. You bulked up both sides of the line of scrimmage. I love it.
Old school. I want an old school. You know, team, big blue team, and it's funny because if you think of who's going to be quarterbacking for us now,
Russell Wilson. Yes, sir.
He needs help on that line.
But Russell Wilson probably will start.
Right. But he needs help.
Yes. No, this is great. If that's what we wind up with, I would be fine with that. And like you said, you even threw in some weapons towards the end there with a wide receiver and a running back. But
yeah.
You bulked up along the line. You got a quarterback for the future. You got a new kicker. I love it.
Thanks. All right. What you got here?
So some of the same people, to be honest, you know, a couple of people you got, I have too. And I don't apologize for that. You know, they're good. First of all, I also use PFF this week. I know most of the time I've been using Pro Football Network, but I use PFF this week as well because I really wanted to make this trade. So, which I feel like I have a better handle on with PFF. So shout out to PFF for that technology. So the first thing I did is, even though Abdul Carter was on the board, I still traded down with Jacksonville. And I know that's going to, you know, raise some eyebrows. Y'all know how much I love Abdul Carter. But I was thinking that I want to try to put myself in Shane's head. And I think Shane thinks that the best way for me to save my job is to not look like I'm trying to save my job, but rather to try to do what is really best for the long-term interests of the Giants. I think that's the conversation he's going to have at the end of this year with Mara. Is the Giant situation better now than it was, today, right? So if after week 18, after the regular season's over, no matter what our record is, are we in position moving forward to be better than we were now? And I don't know if you can see, I know it's kind of small, but what I did was I traded back from pick 3 to pick 5, which is only 2 spots back.
Okay.
And I gave them our 3rd round pick this year, pick number 65, the first of our 3rd round picks this year, no 65, and our 3rd round pick next year. And what I got back was their 2nd round pick this year, in addition to pick number 5, and their 6th round pick this year, but their 1st round pick next year. So basically, I traded up from 3rd to 1st next year. So next year, we're going to have 2 firsts. We won't have a 3rd, but we'll have 2 firsts. And I added that extra 2nd round pick this year. So I feel like that's the kind of thing that allows Shane to say to ownership, I'm really like loading up on early picks to make the team better.
So
by coincidence, Abdul Carter fell to 5. So in the sim this time, what Jacksonville did when they moved up is they took Mason Graham, and then New England took Armand Membu, offensive lineman, trying to protect their young quarterback, which I think they're going to take Membu at 4. So that left Abdul Carter on the board. So I was like, whoa, we're going to trade back and get Abdul Carter? It must be Christmas. So that is exactly what I did. So I know it's unusual and unlikely, but it's not out of the question. Abdul Carter fell to 5, and I ran to the podium and picked Abdul Carter.
That's right.
Almost pulled the muscle trying to run.
They would not have to say the Giants are on the clock, because
they would before they got that phrase out, I'd be handing in that card. Exactly.
Great.
So then at 34, I said, I still want to help Dexter like you did. And I said, let me get another really good interior defensive lineman. And Omar Norman Lott fell to us. And I said, all right, well, there's several of them, and he's certainly one of them. So I went with him.
That's
very pleased with that. And again, you see, because of this trade down, I now have picked him 36. And I wasn't necessarily thinking before the draft, we need a wide receiver early in the draft. But I really like this guy, Jaden Higgins, that you hipped me to. So thank you again, Mayzo, for making me pay attention to Jaden Higgins.
I'm telling you, that guy.
He's going to be for real. So when I saw him available at 36, and I already had Abdul Carter and another interior defensive lineman, I said, you know what? I can't pass this guy up. So that's who I went with at 36.
Wow.
And I said, I at that point, I was thinking we may not get a quarterback, or if we do, it might not be one of the ones I really have my heart set on. But that's okay, because I think, again, that Shane would say, look how much better position the team is in with Abdul Carter, Omar Norman Lott, and Jaden Higgins, and next year's extra 1st round pick. But then at 99, because remember, I used 65 to trade in the trade. At 99, Kyle McCoy was still on the board, just like you took him. And I was happy to take him. Again, like you said, the man led the nation in passing last year. He's the kind of guy who I think if you let him sit for a year behind Russell Wilson, will really, look like something next year that you didn't think he was going to look like this year, right? I think he will grow in that year of red shirt, basically.
Oh yeah, he will. I think he really will.
Then after that, I'm a big fan of Teddy Buchanan.
Yes.
Guy left from Cal, tackling machine, showed at the combine. He's also a very good athlete. So I went with him at 105.
We need the tackling.
Now, I think I mentioned this guy before. Yes, I think he's going to replace Micah McFadden by midseason, whatever. And some people have been talking about maybe we should move on from Bobby Okereke, which I don't happen to agree with. I think Bobby Okereke is really good and significantly better than Micah McFadden. The system, the Shane Bowen system, hasn't taken full advantage of what he's capable of. But whatever, having that depth, Teddy Buchanan as hopefully a replacement for Micah, but at least a substitution for him. Maybe he's who comes in on 3rd down if it's a passing situation, because Micah doesn't really cover very well. So maybe that's how he gets his foot in the door, so to speak. But then I went with Zaw Frazier, who is another freakish athlete. I talked about him before. Really fast. He's like 6'3", 185, but ran like a 4.3 something low, 40, and only missed 2 tackles all year. Let me say that again. He missed 2 tackles all
Oh,
year. He has less than 5%, I think, missed tackle rate for his college career. And you saw those videos I posted about how Tay Banks doesn't like to make tackles.
yes, I was
Guy
supposed to say
does. This guy does. This guy comes up and he puts a hat on you and he makes the tackle. So Tay Banks either is going to step up and get his game together or get replaced by this young man who is
that.
just as fast as him, if not faster. In fact, he is faster and is a much better run supporter. So
He's bigger than him also, isn't
he's,
he?
again, that doesn't always translate, but to me, at pick number 154, that's enough measurables for me to take that risk. For me to say, yeah, I'll have him as depth. And even if it's just as depth, some people get hurt. So I'd love to have Zoff Frazier, even if he just starts off as a gunner on special teams. 6'3", 185, running a 4.3 40. I'd let him come down covering punts.
I like this move. I like that move.
At the very least. Okay, and then I went back to the offensive line with this huge man you've heard me talk about before, Holland Pierce, who's like,
Yes.
8 feet tall and 5 million pounds. He's just huge. If I remember correctly, he had slimmed down from 380 to 340 this year. And I'm hoping he continues that trend and maybe by next year, because I think he'll probably redshirt this year, basically. I say redshirt, obviously NFL. He'll be on the practice squad probably, or just on the bench and not getting in the games, barring injury. Right. But it's 8'3", 35, 340, and with 35, 36-inch long arms. Yeah, I'll hold on to him for a while. I think that's not a bad pick at 194.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
And then you see, I picked the kicker also, but I went with the guy Ben Sauls, who he and Ryan Fitzgerald and Andres Borregales from Miami are the 3 kickers who I have my eye on. I want us to get one of those 3. It kind of doesn't really matter. They're all very productive, very efficient. The reason I like Ben Sauls better is because he played at Pitt, which is in the Northeast, and he's seen snow, he's seen cold, he's seen wind.
Oh, okay.
And Ryan Fitzgerald and Andres Borregales are playing in Florida, right? Borregales is at University of Miami and Fitzgerald's at Florida State. I don't know how well they will kick when it's 5 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour winds. And neither do they.
Right.
Because they didn't see that.
Right.
But Ben Sauls has seen that, so I feel like that's why I gave him the nod. But I would be happy with any of those 3.
Wow, that's a good strategy on that. Wow.
And then finally, I took Drew Kendall. For those of you old enough, you might remember his dad, Pete Kendall, played offensive line in the NFL for many years. But Drew Kendall from Boston College, who, again, redshirt practice squad guy, depth. I'm not saying he's going to walk in and be great from day one, but I do think he's a solid enough player that if John Michael Schmitz does not improve this year, he'll challenge him for a spot certainly by the end of this year and going into next year. So having that extra piece of depth at center is important to me. Greg Van Roten is 35 years old. He's the backup center now, but is he coming back in 2026? I don't know. He may be gone by then. So if Drew Kendall has a year under his belt, maybe that's who we transition to in 2026 at center. So right. This is my draft. Again, a lot of the same people. Abdul Carter is on both lists. Kyle McCord is on both lists. And a lot of people I've talked about before. But again, I'm thinking that this will put Shane in a good position to have that conversation at the end of the year with Mr. Mara and say, look, I'm leaving it better than I found it. And it would be great if I could continue and not leave it.
Right.
The benefits of this, but know that I did well by you. I didn't just try to look out for me.
He's in a tough spot. He's in a real tough spot.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to win now, but also build.
Correct. That's not easy to do. So I don't envy that. Of course, he brought this on himself, right? So,
yeah.
We were 3 and 14. That it's not like that was year 3 that we were 3 and 14. We went from 9 wins to 6 wins to 3 wins. I don't like that progression.
We're going in the wrong direction.
I'm not looking forward to 0 and 17, and that's the next logical step in that progression. So that can't happen.
No, it can't. Yeah, this was good. This was a good mock draft. Yeah.
Yes, for our last mock draft Monday, I think we both did, right by the team, and again, a little bit more realistic. My mindset was, let me be a little bit more realistic to what Shane would do, not just what Clayton would do.
Yeah. It's, I'm put the little competition out there now. Put a little competition.
Absolutely.
Everybody, guys, let me know. Do you like Do you like Mayzo's hair? Can you see mine right now?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You like the Abdul Carter, the Donovan Jackson, Tate Ratledge, Jordan Phillips, Kyle McCord, Pat Bryant, Raheem Sanders, and Ryan Fitzgerald? Or you going for Clay from Brooklyn's?
Let me show you mine.
Show the people yours real quick.
You see
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Some of the same things, but an extra first round pick next year, right?
That's the difference. Big difference.
Abdul Carter, Omar Norman Lott, Jaden Higgins, Kyle McCord, Teddy Buchanan, Zaw Frazier, Holland Pierce, Ben Sauls, and Drew Kendall.
And we had we got an additional second round through that pick also, right? That trade for this year.
We got a second rounder this year. That's how I got Jaden Higgins, but we got an extra first next year.
Got it.
Yeah, so listen, in addition to that, before I forget, don't forget that we're having a little contest as well on Big Blue View. So shout out to bigblueview.com. Those of you who think you know enough about the college players coming out this year to pick all 32 players, we're having a contest there as well to see who can guess the most correctly in round one of the draft. Wow. So that's one of the contests. So go to bigblueview.com if you want to see that one, as well as having a contest here where we're just picking all of the Giants picks to see who comes closest to picking who the Giants pick in the draft. So two different ways of looking at it. Do I want to see if I can guess all 32 picks in the first round, or do I want to see if I can guess all of the Giants picks? So we'd love to have you guys participate in that as well.
Oh yeah, please come on and please participate in it. It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun. All right, so listen, that's a wrap on the last mock draft Monday of the year. I know there's people who probably start the mock drafts for 2026 next week, but I ain't one of them.
Are you sure?
I'm taking a little break off. I'm taking a little break off mock draft Monday for 7 or 8 months. But it would be really fun to see how things go this weekend. So we're really looking forward to that. All right. So again, Clay from Brooklyn, football with the fellas. Who am I here with?
It's your man Mayzo. Always all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir.
The last mock draft Monday. That's cool. Again, we always want you guys to share and like and subscribe.
All that.
You know what? We have 47 subscribers right now. We have a goal of getting to 50. Can we try to get to 50 subscribers before the draft?
Before the draft.
3 more subscribers. That's all we need.
Go get 3 of your friends, y'all.
Just share it. Let them know. Let them know. Let them know. It's all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
Peace.
Big shout out to L Marquee Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis's skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out lmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.